Hey there, people of the grid. Miker here. It's Monday, and we're going to be sitting down for supper soon. But I thought before we do that, these things, we've been running them pretty hard. I've got over 350 hours on Animal Crossing alone. I've been playing this Switch with a variety of games for since day one, since release day. And what typically seems to happen is these Joy-Cons will experience a drift where your little guy will just start walking onto, mine goes left. If I leave it, it just starts going left, which is fine in the beginning, but when there's sensitive games where you gotta aim, it's a pain in the butt. So I've gone through this once over the 3-year period, and I just went out and bought a new set of Joy-Cons. I love this green color, by the way. Bought the new set, they work great, and then again, they started to drift. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can open them up, but you need special tools, which you can get from Amazon for $10. These tools actually come with 2 Joy-Cons and all of the specialized screwdrivers that you need to crack open a Joy-Con. So what I'm gonna do is I've got 2. I've got mine is bad there, and then this is Tammy's. We're gonna fix hers first. I'm just going to show you how not so hard this is to do. Inside this, there is a motherboard in there. There's chips that are soldered on it, but the buttons, the Joy-Con, it's not soldered to the board. It's actually in there with a little flip gate and a ribbon cable, and the gate flips down and kind of pressure contacts it. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you how simple it is to do. Hopefully it works. Before we get started, a couple of set of tools. This one is you can't even see, it's so tiny. It's the one for the outside. When you're cracking these, because this is so sensitive, you don't want to use a lot of torque. Just take it nice and slow. If it's not moving, try it again. Make sure it's well seated in there and crack it nice and slow. You get a teeny tiny Phillips for the inside of it. These guys even give you, wow, precision tweezers. These are actually pretty decent. Not bad. And then they give you a little plastic pry tool and another plastic pry tool. They give you some sample Joy-Con covers, kind of nice. And the meat and potatoes of this kit. This is why we got it. The 2 joystick buttons. So you can actually repair 2 controllers with this one kit. You can also order just the joystick component for I think $5. So now that I have the tools, that's what we'll probably do in the future. Here we go. Now, when you open it up, you notice how I open it up on this side. The reason is those ribbon cables kind of accordion right there on the inside. So it just makes it easy so you don't torque them or wreck them. Now I'm gonna try and do this without unhooking the battery. No, maybe I should unhook the battery. Let's unhook the battery. All right, now we need to switch to our Phillips, and we've got 3 screws to remove the cover so we can get in to see the Joy-Con bits. All right, now for the fun stuff. This button up here, by the way, it's got a little spring mount. So if you want, I'm told you can actually put some tape over to hold it in place. I think we're just gonna leave it because we're gonna disconnect the ribbon cable that connects this button to the little motherboard inside. And we're just gonna gently put it aside. There's a little tab that you lift up to remove the ribbon cable. Cross your fingers, here goes. All right, we are down to the meat and potatoes. This is the little Joycon, which I've got right here. So we need to undo some screws to pull him out, and then we'll put the new one in. Looks like 2 screws, because ooh, there's a weird place for a ribbon cable. Here we go. All right, guys. Now you'll notice that there's 2 screws holding the Joycon in. There's this one here, and then this one up here, which is underneath the ribbon cable for this shoulder button. So what we're going to do is we're going to release this ribbon cable just by see how it tucks in right here. Just going to lift this up with our fingernail. And we should be able to pull that out. There it goes, revealing the other screw. So 1, 2. Here's the one for the Joycon, so we'll pop that as well.
She was being held captive by him, and then I shot him.
There we go, and now I should be able to pull that one out. That's a good use for these bad boys. All right. There it is. Joycon is just about free. It's got that little plastic dust cover right there. So plastic dust cover, the no good Joycon. Put that aside. That's pretty cool. There we are. Shell of the controller. Waiting for the new Joycon, which is sitting in here. So we'll get that ready, and just gonna do everything the opposite way now. I think those ribbon cables are seated well. It looks like they are. You don't want to bend them, and you don't want to squeeze them too hard. All right, let's put the other button on and then the battery, and we'll get that plugged in too. Yeah, hooking that power back in, not fun. It just sort of, it rests in, it snaps in, but lining it up, I think I got it just right. Tough to do. Okay, I think we're set. Now it's just a matter of putting it back together and testing it out on the Switch. So if I did this right, Tammy's gonna be a happy girl. Okay, I think we have a working Joycon. It's pretty exciting. I'm gonna try it on my Switch, and we'll see if I was able to fix the drift problem. Okay, it's working. It's much better than it was before. That little flashing, I think that indicates that my ribbon cable isn't tucked all the way in. It's still working and it's taking inputs from it just fine. So what I'll do is I'll crack it open, reseat the ribbon cables, and do another test. It's actually looking pretty good. Nice job. That's pretty handy because these controllers, for us here in Canada, they're about $70 to get a pair. And if they stop working, you know, I don't think they don't sell them in singles. You gotta buy them in pairs. So if one stops working, that's another $70. This $10 kit, and like not even 15 minutes, you could have it replaced and up and running again. So let me do a reseat of the cables and we'll make sure that that's it. But I think I got it done. Oh yeah.
Hello there, sir.
Oh, I saw a spare battery on the counter. I'm like, oh, but this is from mine. Okay, so I took it all apart. I reseated the Joycon ribbon cable, and that plus sign was no longer flickering. So this is a good controller. We're going to try it out on the customer's switch. Make sure she's happy.
Happy.
Let me know how that works.
All right, here we go. And this one hair that's sticking out funny. Like,
Okay, get to work.
maybe I need a mic haircut.
I'm available. I'm taking appointments now.
Oh my gosh. She
Works?
doesn't walk across the place
Let me
anymore.
She doesn't run left all the time?
No, she stops. She does what she's supposed to. That's
There you
awesome.
go. Successful repair. That'll be
Thank you.
$69.99, please. Just
I bought the parts.
still labor. Labor is expensive. There you go, guys. If you're not too afraid, it's tiny stuff. It's sensitive stuff.
It's cute.
Worst case, you kill it, and you got to buy a new one anyway. So
Yeah.
there we are.
Awesome. Now I can play Animal Crossing.
Nintendo Switch Joy-Con repair. Totally doable by you don't even need a lot of skill to do this.
Which is awesome.
It is awesome. That's it for today. Just wanted to share that little DIY. I love it when you can fix your own stuff. Love it.
Yeah.
Saves you money.
And fix your yard. All these things you can do. DIY.
I'm still one day in the yard and I feel like I've been in Army boot camp for a month.
You're welcome.
Man. See ya.